edge of the city. There's red tracer, white tracer. It's going up all over the place. I haven't seen a missile yet. Another big green flash out towards the airport. Two big explosions. I can now see a pool of smoke out there. One was red.
Our focus is on the destruction of Saddam Hussein's offensive military capabilities. The very capabilities that he used to seize control of Kuwait and that make him a continuing threat to the nations of the Middle East. We have not been targeting Mr. Saddam Hussein. The purpose of our bombing facilities in the area of Baghdad is essentially to go after the command and control.
Just 2 hours ago, Allied air forces began an attack on military targets in Iraq and Kuwait. These attacks continue as I speak. I've told the American people before that this will not be another Vietnam. And I repeat this here tonight. Our troops will have the best possible support in the entire world.
I saw the attack, and it was awesome. There were a lot of bombs going off. It was pretty exciting as we crossed the border and we watched the ground fire coming up from Kuwait. You knew that one was aimed at you and you knew the other was aimed at them, and yet it was all the same type of light rippling through the sky. We're going to go eat breakfast, look at the next mission, and get ready for the next goal.
It's about time. We're glad.
It was a good feeling to know that we made the first move and sort of got things accomplished.
This is a very serious business. We are in the very early stages of an operation that may run for a considerable period of time. That there have been casualties. We are in the process of using our intelligence assets to assess the damage that has been achieved. As that process is completed, decisions will be made about going back to restrike those targets that require additional attention.
This morning, Allied aerial attacks continue with few casualties.
And there's been a single American aircraft lost.
Latest pictures show a defiant Saddam Hussein, no backing down. Good morning. It's daylight here, but in Baghdad, it's darkness. Falling there appears to be a temporary lull in the Allied raids. The aerial bombardment has been going virtually non-stop for 18 hours, but the war is a long way from being over. Saddam Hussein remains defiant, and the Americans say they haven't yet achieved the air superiority they need. The only Western reports out of Baghdad have been by phone. In the last 2 hours, even those have been cut.
In the latest from the Gulf this morning, the first American casualty has been confirmed. At least one American aircraft has been shot down by Iraqi forces. The pilot is believed dead.
And there's been a single American aircraft lost and one British aircraft lost as well.
Also on the missing list, a British Tornado jet fighter with a two-man crew. In the last hour or two, Iraqi troops have pulled the plug on foreign TV crews broadcasting from Baghdad via satellite.
But we understand that they wish us to cease broadcasting. So this will be the last message that we have from Baghdad for some time, or at least until they let us re-establish the link.
As the Allied bombing raids continued throughout the night against key Iraqi targets, there was still no sign of any Iraqi counterattack. The situation lending weight to suggestions that Iraq may have been overwhelmed by Allied air power. Saddam Hussein is reportedly still alive and still in control, and still patting the heads of little children if pictures broadcast in Baghdad today are to be believed. We don't know how recent this footage is. Over in Washington, President and Mrs. Bush have been praying for success with evangelist Billy Graham. The President was joined by top advisors like Secretary of State Jim Baker. The question on a lot of lips this morning, though, why hasn't Iraq struck back? Ian Wishart, 3 National News.
At the Pentagon this morning, there was a news conference with U.S. Secretary of Defense Dick Cheney. He confirmed the first American casualty of war.
To date, the operation is going very well. So far, so good. But I would urge all of you to be cautious in your reporting, just as we're trying very hard to be very cautious and very precise in terms of what we say about the status of the operation to date. We've now flown over 1,000 air sorties in the first 14 hours of the operation. There have been over 100 TLAMs, Tomahawk cruise missiles, launched as well. So far, as of 0900 this morning, Washington time, there's been a single American aircraft lost and one British aircraft lost as well. At present, we are in the process of using our intelligence assets to assess the damage that has been achieved. As that process is completed, decisions will be made about going back to restrike those targets that require additional attention.